Hi there. Well, the reason that I came here today is because I believe that 1.6 million people believed in a better future for our country and our children. Unfortunately, you know, when you have people like Joanne Lamont making statements like the Scots are not genetically programmed to make political decisions, that to me shows exactly what kind of contempt certain individuals within the Scottish Parliament have for its own people. I just felt that I needed to come down. I came yesterday to show support and to get the feeling of what everyone else is feeling, which obviously is quite massive. I don't know, I think people are now also worried about the fact that these powers that are going to get delivered aren't actually going to get delivered. They're now basically going to have an inquiry, which is going to take forever. And I think they're just hoping that people, that 1.6 million, are just going to sit and go back in their little box and forget all about it. And that is most definitely not going to happen. No. This is just the beginning.
Yes.
Hi there. I've just parachuted in here, and I think all I really want to say, I think it's absolutely amazing how many people. I mean, I was actually here yesterday as well. It's actually amazing the amount of people that are wanting to keep the focus going. Still can't hear me. Can you hear me now? No. Then we need more volume. That's it, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to try and shout a bit louder. Turn your hearing aids up. Really, the reason that I wanted to come up and speak is because I find this absolutely incredible that so many people, 1.6 million people, came together and feel so passionate about one idea. We do not want to lose our families, we do not want to lose our homes or our jobs. We believe in a future, a positive future for our society and the generations to come. All you people here should actually just pat yourselves on the back for self-belief, because this is what it's about. It's about self-belief and self-determination. We need to keep this going. Do not please lose focus. And unfortunately, I do have to apologise to Joanne Lamont for apparently saying that Scots are not genetically programmed to make political decisions. Well, sorry to prove you wrong, Joanne, but there was 1.6 million people out there who disagree with you. Thank you.
Crank turning today, hopefully this will make a change. For you, Alba.
Thanks everyone who turned out and the organisers, the rally for the revote at Edinburgh.
Well done for those who turned up. Freedom will be ours at some point.
Anyway, the first thing I'd just like to say, Deke Jackson was saying what he was saying earlier on. We Scots are all for freedom of speech. I don't think it was very nice he was shouted down about SNP. And I'm not politically aligned at all to any party. But I think we're all here for the same reason. It wasn't 45%, it was a huge, much more percentage that actually voted yes. And I think what Deke was trying to say with regards to voting, we all know it was fiddled in '79, so we're really surprised that they've done it again. No! So the way forward is what? I know we're here to protest, looking for, is it meant to be a re-vote? No. Yes. Re-vote. You'll not get a re-vote. We won't get a re-vote.
We're down by a few thousand people as far as the petition's concerned. There's a lot of people that have voted yes. If every single one of them put their name down on this petition that's on change.org, I trust that and the word of truth that comes out, that people will actually get a re-vote. I think that we need to push this truth to all the people that have voted no, that trusted in Westminster, that trusted in their lies, that thought that they were going to be telling the truth to us. On the 25th of September, they've now tried to take away our rights of our land, all of our land, our grandfathers' lands and our children's lands, and I am not going to stand for it. I don't think any of us should stand for it. We are the majority. majority. The government are a minority. Their fears are weak and our love is strong. Power to the people.
The one thing I was going to say, when I was at Glasgow last Friday and I witnessed the Union Jacks everywhere, I saw a group, a small minority of Yes people, and you were there still playing. Later on it got very, very, very dark, very quickly. It was an absolute disgrace what happened last Friday. And when the papers and the mainstream media report bullshit, with the BBC Broadcasting being the biggest bullshitting corporation out there, I saw young students being chased by 50, 40-year-old men with the Union Jacks chasing 16, 17-year-old girls. They should be ashamed of themselves. Unlike us here today and yesterday, we all know how to do things peacefully. And this is what we were doing now.
I guess first of all, I want to ask your permission. I live in this country, but as you can hear from my accent, I am from America, so maybe you don't want to hear from me. But I was late becoming aware of how important this referendum was. I was asleep. And then I began to notice the bias in the coverage, and I knew I had to be on the side that wasn't benefiting from the bias. I had to start engaging.
Barack Obama was one.
Anything you have to say about America, I will probably agree with you. There are people who are disengaging. They don't want to be blamed for sour grapes. They don't want to look foolish. And so they're saying, let's move on. You have a right to ask awkward questions. There is footage of 4 Better Together politicians stating that they looked at postal votes and that impacted on their campaign. That is illegal. How illegal, and if that is illegal enough to trigger a revote, I don't know.
An automatic yes.
But keep repeating that story. Get it out there. Make people listen to it. Because it can lead to electoral reform. And it can lead to a fairer vote, no matter what the vote is in the future. I'm not asking you to give up on a revote, but I want you to be in it for the long haul and not to be discouraged. Voting is not a perfect system, but it's what we have. And I want all of us to work to make sure it's fairer. And I applaud every one of you for being out here for Karen, and keep on. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Should be absolutely so proud of themselves. Today, I stand here first and foremost as a mother. And because I want my children to have education. If my children hurt themselves, I want them to have proper health care. If we leave it to the Tories and everyone else, everybody's going to have insurance. Without, people aren't going to be able to go to hospitals. First and foremost, the most important thing is the next generation. And if we don't keep fighting for the next generation, then we know what they're in for. I just say keep it going, guys. Go for the revote. Go say, a lot of people do not understand that in Edinburgh, the amount of homeless people that are here. I actually myself work in the homeless sector, and the guys seem to be just getting forgotten about. Some of them are sleeping in lift shafts, some of them are sleeping everywhere, and they're being forgotten. That's not just the Scottish Government that's doing that, that's the funding from Westminster that's closing all our services. Let's get Scotland's money back!
Like a lot of you here today, I'm still wearing my Yes band. I've had comments about it. But there's one really important thing. It just says yes. It doesn't have an expiration date. If you want to wear this at work, wear it at work. It is protected speech under the Equality Act 2010. They couldn't make you take off a crucifix. They couldn't make you take off a skull cap. They can't make you take off a yes band. We're going to have to take this fight to them. We're going to have to go and see you MSPs in their meetings, in their surgeries, and we're going to have to be prepared. Use your Facebook groups, ask questions, say, I'm going to see my MSP tomorrow. What should I ask? What do I need to do? And use your phone. It's a pocket computer, it's connected to the internet, and you can fact check their lying asses on the fly. We've got a lot to do. I don't know what we're going to do either, but we've got to start somewhere. So I'm going to close with something I read on Facebook the night after the election. Wipe your eyes, to your feet, grab your stuff, let's get started.
We are the happy people. Because we know the future is ours.
Freedom!
An earlier speaker mentioned Joanne Lamont's. Her assertion that Scottish people are not genetically programmed to make political decisions. Joanne, you must have been looking in a mirror. Because these people are. Jim Murphy, 100 days to tour 100 towns in Scotland to save David Cameron's job. There was once heard in all his time to stand up for the dispossessed, the homeless, the hungry. That's the power of Westminster. What's our power? Every one of you making a determination that we are not going back into the shadows. Westminster, Labour, all the unionist parties, we are on your case.
Thank you. Just want to say a few words while I'm here. I come from the land of William Wallace. Like, I look at my kitchen window and I can see the Wallace Monument every morning. And I think that's him standing on top of that hill there. That's him. But we are warriors too. We are warriors for peace. And we are warriors for social justice. And I'm proud to be among you people today. I swear to God. Please sign that petition. Please sign that petition. We're nearly there. If there is anything wrong, allegedly, we need to follow it through. The lion rampant's been sleeping for a few years. It's woken up now, right? And it's not going back to sleep. We're not going back to sleep. We're not daft up here. We're going to see it through. Freedom, and I love all of you. I love all of you.
Introduce myself here. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? It's good enough for me. I want to thank you all for coming here today. I know the main reason we're here today is for the revote, and we believe it's needed on the account of evidence of fraud. They say Scots' choice. How can it be our choice if we cannot choose? I also find it sick how pensioners were targeted through media such as TV and newspapers, this being the prime sources for the majority of them. We know what is best for our own. We all care about one another as if we're one big family. We all want what is best for our reigns. We want hope, not fear. We want to make our own way in the world here. Leave Moss, leave Mosses and stand on our own 2 feet. The choices we will make will be our own, not of others. Return pages. I'm going to ask you a question, and I think you know the answer. Do we need to stand up to bullying in a civilised way? Yes! Right answer. Do we care for our own the most? Yes! Do we want a better positive future for our Wains? Yes! Do we want freedom? Yes! Thank you.
I know nobody can give a definite answer, but do we agree that we need to do something about BBC?
Yes, definitely. Didn't pay them a penny!
But even saying that, we still got how can we change them apart from that? Yeah, don't watch it, okay. Sorry. I've never used one of these things before. But I just think today's a brilliant day because it's normal people like us that are saying things that really matter. You know, we're all on the places and we're finding out things. Yeah, we're finding out things and we want to do something about it, and I just think it's such a powerful thing. I think we're all brilliant. But we need to do something about the BBC because they're disgusting. They really are. But they're brilliant.
Thank you. Next we're going to have a couple of songs. We're going to wrap up at 3 o'clock today here. If anyone wants to speak.